Hello everyone. Today, I'm going to show you how I bring dead LED light bulbs back to life. You know those seemingly useless bulbs that just won't light up anymore? First, I'm taking this LED bulb and screwing it into my testing socket. Flipping the switch, and nothing. It's completely dead. I'll take it out and try another one just to be sure it's not the fixture. Same result. Another dead bulb. It looks perfectly fine on the outside, but it just won't light up. As you can see, it lights up perfectly. So, it's definitely the bulbs that are the problem. I have a few here, some working, some not. I'll mark the non-working ones with an X and the good ones with a V, so we can keep track. Leave a comment and let me know which country you are watching from. It's great that we can connect and chat from all over the world. Now, I have a few other LED bulbs here that aren't working at all, and I'll show you. Most people would just toss it, but I had an idea. I'm taking it out of the trash to begin my project. In just a few minutes, I'm going to transform them from trash into perfectly working lights, saving money and reducing waste. Let's start the repair process. I'm taking one of the faulty bulbs and very carefully, using a small, thin screwdriver, I'm going to gently pry open the plastic cover from its base. Once I get it started, the cover should pop right off, revealing the LED circuit board inside. Now with the circuit board exposed, I'll connect the bulb to my test fixture. The goal is to identify which individual LEDs are burned out. I use a small metallic tool, these tweezers, to carefully touch across the terminals of each LED. Then I'll use some heat shrink tubing to make them tidy and safe. These tiny pieces will act as jumpers. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any interesting ideas coming soon. When I touch a faulty LED, the rest of the circuit temporarily completes, and the other LEDs briefly light up. This tells me exactly which ones need fixing. I'll mark the faulty ones circle blue. Next, I'll use a sharp utility knife to gently scrape away the remaining parts of the faulty LEDs. This prepares the surface for our bypass. To bridge this gap and complete the circuit, I'll take a blister pack and carefully cut pieces of the metal foil packaging. This foil is conductive and will serve as our bridge. I need to be precise here to ensure good contact. I take a small piece of conductive aluminum foil, cut it to size, and carefully place it over the scraped area. This foil piece effectively bypasses the broken LED, completing the circuit. With precision, I carefully place these small pieces of electrical tape over the spots where the old LEDs used to be. The conductive material on the tape will now bypass the broken LEDs, allowing electricity to flow and complete the circuit. I'll apply another tiny drop of glue over the foil to secure it. Now for the moment of truth. I'll screw this first repaired bulb back into the socket. And look, it lights up brightly, just like new. It's incredibly satisfying to see it working again. I'll put the plastic cover back on and give it a quick wipe to make it look brand new. This simple trick saved it from the landfill. For the next bulb, I'll demonstrate a slightly different method. I'm using a small screwdriver to gently pry open the plastic diffuser cap from the base. You need to be careful not to damage the internal components or injure yourself. Once the cap is off, you'll see the circuit board with all the tiny LED chips. It's the same routine. Test each LED with the fixture and carefully remove them. After that, I'll use a sharp utility knife to carefully scrape off the dark, burnt-out LED chips on the circuit board, exposing the metal pads underneath. Then I'll take a small piece of aluminum foil, trimmed precisely, to bridge these exposed pads. This creates a new pathway for the current. With precision, I carefully place these small pieces of electrical tape over the spots where the old LEDs used to be. The conductive material on the tape will now bypass the broken LEDs, allowing electricity to flow and complete the circuit. This prevents it from shifting and losing contact. After, I'll screw the bulb back into the socket. And just like that, it's working again. Amazing, right? With the circuit fixed, I carefully reattach the diffuser cap to the bulb. It's important to snap it back on securely to protect the internal components. To remove any traces of my marker, I'm using some cleaning spray and a cloth. A quick wipe, and the bulb looks perfectly clean and ready for use. Here I have 2 more bulbs. I used a test plug to check if these bulbs still work. I screwed the first bulb in and turned on the switch, but it didn't light up. To keep track, I'm marking an X on the top of these non-working bulbs. Now I'm going to try this smaller round bulb. I screwed it into the socket and surprisingly it lit up. Now I'm using a small screwdriver to gently pry open the plastic diffuser cap from the base. This reveals the internal LED circuit board. These central components are part of the LED driver circuit, and they're often the first things to fail, causing the entire bulb to stop working. I will use fine-tip tweezers to determine the faulty LED chip. By carefully observing, I can see which tiny LED chips are burnt out or not lighting up. These are our culprits. I'll use a utility knife to carefully remove these faulty LED chips, creating small gaps in the circuit. This prepares the surface for our bypass. For our third bulb, I'm demonstrating another effective technique: soldering. After opening the bulb and identifying the bad LEDs, I'll use a soldering iron and some solder to create a direct bridge across the faulty chip. This is a more permanent and robust repair. Make sure you're comfortable with soldering before attempting this method. Now, let's put this soldered bulb to the test. Screwing it in, and it's glowing beautifully. As you can see, all the repair methods are effective. Each dead bulb has been given a new life. It feels great to save these items from the landfill and give them a second life. I hope you found this project inspiring and useful. From being completely dark to shining bright, these bulbs are now ready to illuminate your home for a long time. It's a great way to save money and reduce waste. If you have any comments, please leave them below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Bye. See you in the next video.